I'm Michael from TOAMagic here. We are heading in a different direction today. We are at an airport for once. We're flying out to Denver, Colorado, where we have a deal lined up. It's one of the most exciting deals I've had come across my desk. It's a beta starter, 2 beta packs, as well as a bunch of older packs. So we're gonna get on this flight and we'll meet you back in Denver. All right, so we're here in Denver. We are President's Circle with Hertz, so that means we get to pick out any car on the lot. I don't know what we're gonna drive yet. We're not doing anything too crazy though, so I don't want anything too big. But I'll see if there's anything fun. Yeah, I guess that'll do. Convertible's kind of a weird one, but I don't think we're going to be doing the convertible part very much here. So we've now arrived at the Haunted Game Cafe, Gary's store. This is where we're meeting up. Gary was the person that put us in touch about this collection, so he's going to get taken care of on a referral for this. If anyone else has leads on big collections, please let us know. But right now we have a collection to buy, so let's go do that. All right, hello everyone, this is Chris. Chris is the one who has the beta starter. So Chris, how did you end up coming up with all this?
Yeah, so I started playing Magic in alpha. I went to a local game store, initially interested in buying some like Dungeons and Dragons stuff. And Laurel, the owner of Dream Wizards, still the owner of Dream Wizards in Rockville, Maryland, was like, hey, you gotta check this out, there's this new game. So I got 2 starter packs and was hooked. And my mom ended up that fall getting a bunch of starter packs and boosters for report card treats at the time. She forgot about them in a cabinet, and then I was back home, and she was like, oh, hey, I still have some Magic cards. Are they worth anything? And I'm like, yes, they are. especially the OG 93, 94 stuff. And so I took them off their hands. I had some friends who were tournament players, but tournaments aren't going on right now. So I started asking around, and Haunted Games Cafe put me in touch with you, and here we go.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely heard the report card story more than once about all this. Not just from you, just from other people. Oh yeah, this is why we have, 6 packs or whatever. Because it's not like there's a ton of packs. Like this was maybe $40 in cards.
Yep.
As sealed packs back in the day, so it makes sense. What's interesting is the spread. First off, that beta starter, 2 beta packs, but then Legends, Antiquities, The Dark, no Arabian Nights.
Yes, Arabian Nights. We just didn't buy as many of them. Like, and it was one of those things where that came out like winterish, if I'm remembering, or spring. I don't remember. But like, I just bought all those. My mom didn't buy those.
Right.
But she was buying. Both my friends are art teachers, so she loved the art. And the reasons we have a bunch of Legends is it's just like the multicolor card came out and they were so cool. She just was in love with the artwork. Right. But yeah, Arabian Nights, no, I never kept those. I opened all those because that was also the first expansion, and so it's just as soon as I got those packs, I ripped through them.
So one of the really difficult parts about buying old packs is dealing with the provenance of them, figuring out where they came from, making sure they're legitimate, and this is why we usually ask what the story is, where things came from. So not only do we have a really cool story and we have the packs, but we also have an entire binder. I'm gonna pass it over, I'd love to flip through it.
Yeah, some of the cards are out, but here's a hoot. This is me. You can see this yellowed, like printed out font from the early 90s of going over information and then card lists.
This is an email or a listserv, I guess?
Yeah.
I guess it's a listserv, right?
Yep. And then going over the rules. And then some of the cards are out, but yeah, like you've got a lot of these.
I'll put it over here for you, and then you can.
Bunch of lands.
What? Hold on, I do need to take this card out of the deal. My fiance collects grizzly bears.
Oh, okay.
We're working on 1%. We're working on 1% of the beta print run. Oh, this is an alpha one, right? Yeah, we're working on 1% of the beta print run, and the beta print run was like, 500. It's like 500 copies is what we need to get to, which is possible but very difficult.
Yeah, so these are going to be a lot of the commons. I also have in the back of the car, if you're interested too, I have some of the empty Alpha boxes, starter boxes.
Yeah, believe it or not, they're actually worth money.
and then the beta rulebook.
Yep.
The original rulebook. And then I didn't bring it, but like the like unofficial player's guide to Magic of like 1994. But yeah, no, it's of course, like everyone in college, I sold a bunch of them when they were like at the valuable but not super valuable, and that's where I had my like, you know, boxes and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're like, I can get a case of beer out of this, or whatever you do on a weekend.
Yeah, well,
like,
I mean, it ended up paying for itself. I got a sound system because I was a DJ in college, and I was the only DJ with a sound system, so I didn't have to look for gigs. People contacted me. And then classically, my Alpha Lotus I traded for a Force of Nature when I was like 12 because I'm like, 8/8, oh my god, it's amazing. And the meta just wasn't established at that point.
I'd love to get put copies of this online if you're cool with that too.
Oh yeah, of course. Let's see if I've got anything else. Also here, this is like the mailing letter for the game store, right? It's cut out there because that was a coupon.
I don't know if you don't cover your address.
Yeah. But you can just verify, like, yeah, that's me. But here it's talking about, hey, the new edition's coming out and it won't have black borders, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Dream Wizards basically was running big events like the 1,000-person Grand Prix up until like 2008 or 2010 when WotC finally started trimming it down. The back of this. There's a whole story, and was there a signing event? Dan Greenberg, Vampire the Masquerade, Saturday Sessions War of the Apocalypse. Looks like there's a Magic tournament here. Rules 2 color and 60 card minimum. Artifacts do not count as color. No more than 3 of each card, including artifacts not land, will be allowed. No anti Shaharazad's banned, and 50 players. All right, so let's take a look at these cards. Or these cards, rather.
Yeah, by all means. So here's the pièce de résistance.
So this is a beta starter. You know, this will be the first one of these I've ever owned. Grizzly bear's out of here. So it's nice that you have the story, you know that it's beta. Alpha and beta starters are indistinguishable from the packaging, as well as the packs. The packs you can kind of feel the corners because the corners are different. But the other way is to just like run it through an X-ray machine, and then you can see the different size. But we have the provenance, it's beta, we're good at that.
Yeah,
so the starter.
The other boxes I have say like 0600.
So this is the troublesome pack. You looked at this already, right? You saw that.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay, it's a little sketchy, and we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Like they've been in and out of boxes, short in a shoe box,
humidity and everything else. Yeah, so it looks. Yeah, it looks like we are considering this an open pack at this point. Yeah, it's all the way open.
Yep.
So I guess we get to open a Legends pack live on camera. So that made things a little bit more exciting.
What are the things to look for in Legends?
Big hit is Tabernacle. The Tabernacle Pendrell Veil to land. Moat is probably the next big hit. Tabernacle's like $3,000. Moat is like $1,000. I would guess that the expected value of this as a blind Legends pack is still over $100. But we'll take a look. If you're cool with me opening it?
Yeah.
If you want to open it?
Yeah, it's totally like it popped somehow, some way. I'm glad it wasn't.
Okay, so we saw the first card. So we have Solkanar the Swamp King. No, not Solkanar, I'm sorry. Casimir the Lone Wolf. Jedit Ojanen. Backfire. Indestructible Aura. Last Soul. Wall of Vapor. Wall of Vapor is one of those weird ones you always have to check, because if it's a well-centered example, it's actually worth grading because they're just never nice. Like if you look at the left-right centering on this one, it's not particularly well-centered, which is normal. Moss Monster. Divine Offering. I'm pretty sure we still haven't gotten to the rare yet. Pit Scorpion. Crimson Cobalts, Chain Lightning, which is a common, One of the more playable cards contemporarily. Duskwood Boars, which has biblical flavor text. Yep, biblical flavor text. This is the rules card. Let's go from the bottom. Okay, it's blue. It's a 1/1. Oh, I have no idea what this is. Very long story attached to it. Zephyr Falcon. I think Zephyr Falcon's a pretty big miss, let's be honest. Assuming that's the rare.
So which one's the rare?
It's always the fun game to play, right? Not that, not that. Not that. Should make sure there's 15 cards in here still. Backfire might be the rare? Not surprise me if Backfire is the rare. Only 13 cards in the pack.
Ah.
Backfire is an uncommon. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get you paid on all this then, right?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, Michael from TOAMagic.com here today. We are back at the hotel after doing the deal on the beta starter and everything else. So now we're going to go break down the numbers of what we paid, what we're selling it for, and how we're going to get rid of it all. Let's get into it. So here's the haul. Here's everything that we were able to buy. We did not buy the singles. We left that for Gary to buy because we do want to make sure that he's taken care of for being in the middle, and he happily wants to buy those. So this is the beta starter that we bought. This is the nicest piece. It's nice that these are not searchable. That's kind of a big deal. And we actually have a receipt for it as well. So this is March 19th, 1994 for $7.50 with 38 cents in tax. We're going to go ahead and we paid $25,000 on the starter. We're going to go ahead and sell it for $38,000. The packs, before I get into them, I believe all or very close to all of them have been searched. So we had to do some math on the fly to adjust the deal to account for that. So I used the word search to describe the packs earlier. What that actually means is that somebody has tried to determine the interior contents of the pack in order to figure out if they want to open it or not. So the way it roughly works is that you will push up on the bottom edge here, and you can see that there's some wear on this corner in particular, and slide the cards up into this clear plastic area with a light behind it, and you can actually see what the cards are on the inside. Now, I haven't done this, and I don't believe the person I bought them from did it either, so it was likely done in the early 90s. What that means is in the beta pack, for instance, you're not going to get a Black Lotus, but in a Legends pack, you could easily get a Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale. In the Antiquities pack, like Candelabra is very likely to still be in there, whereas Mishra's Workshop or Winter Mishra's Factory might not be, because those cards were the better cards in the early 90s. So it does hurt the sellability of the packs, and I'm not going to be able to get top dollar on them, but they're still vintage packs, they're still desirable. But the two beta packs here, we paid $5,000 each on, with the intent of selling them for $7,500. The 4 Legends packs, and there were supposed to be 5, but there are now 4. We paid $500 each. The expected out price of $7.25. The Antiquities packs, we paid $400 each on, expecting to sell them for $600. And finally, the Dark, we paid $70 with the intent of selling them for $100. So all things considered, it looks like we're going to be making about $15,000 in this deal. Keep in mind that we flew out here, we put up almost $40,000 up front to buy everything, and nothing sold yet. So there's a lot of costs involved. It's not like this is all free money, but these cards are for sale. The beta starter in particular, I'm interested in moving quickly. Due to the nature of it, I expect any transaction to be in person. So if somebody's interested in the next 2 days, today's Tuesday, so if you're interested and get in touch with me before Thursday, I can likely fly to the nearest airport to you and make this deal work in person. If you're interested in anything else, you should jump over and follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/TOAMichael. What we're going to be doing is allowing patrons exclusive access, retail tier 1 pack and customer tier 1 pack where everyone can submit a bid, and whoever makes us the best offer can get one pack regardless of what I've said, as long as that offer is more than we paid. So I want to thank everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. You can like this